Time for a Cup of Joe, our weekly spot with former Major League Manager Joe Maddon. We welcome back in the three-time Manager of the Year. Joe, how are you? What's going on today?
A nice day today. Haven't played golf. I took the day off, but just a little housework and making sure the tomatoes get watered.
I love it. I love it. I love the fresh tomatoes. All right, so here's one. The Pittsburgh Pirates said they're going to move 6'7" shortstop Oneil Cruz out to center field. Ben Cherington, their general manager, Derek Shelton, the manager, spoke about it yesterday. What do you make of this move?
Well, I thought it's a good move before they actually are going to do it. There's some short guys playing shortstop right now that I think might be better served in the outfield. Earlier this year, there was a topic with BK about the dearth of outfielders offensively and how the shortstop position has gotten so good. I think because they've been putting outfielders at shortstop. I think it's the right thing to do. I think eventually you're going to really see all of his game consistently. I would bet there's even a bit of him that on a daily basis might have been concerned, like just by having to play shortstop, not making mistakes, etc. Center field, go play. I think his body plays well out there. And I think it's a great move, actually.
So he made 12 fielding errors and 12 throwing errors so far. And so certainly he's had some struggles defensively. I guess the question I have for you is the timing of it. With 30 games left in the season, is this the time to make this move, or would it be better served visit with it in the offseason, get everybody on board the same way, make sure he has buy-in on this as well, and give him time to prepare to go out there and perform?
They're also probably thinking that with this last month or so, because they're probably not going to get in, right? Let's see what it looks like. They're probably taking a look at it. They had a good conversation with him, I'm sure. They told him they had been thinking about it. Eventually, they came to this conclusion. And we just wanted to see what it looked like the rest of August and into September. So now we know what we want to do next spring training. So you can look at it both ways. I kind of like it. If they're not really in it, I kind of like this for his future, because this is what he's going to be. He's going to be an outstanding center fielder.
All right, so let's do some managerial check right here. The Guardians' first-year manager, Stephen Vogt. Second game of the doubleheader yesterday. Guardians are down 5 runs, and Vogt brings in closer Emmanuel Clase, who had thrown 12 pitches the day before. Clase is one of 5 Guardians pitchers who have 60-plus appearances already this season. There are only 14 pitchers in Major League Baseball that have 60 or more appearances. The bullpen usage, is this going to come back and haunt the Guardians?
Well, it just depends on if they're in a close games the next couple of days. Who knows? They might have really bad games or really good games, or they don't need them. But I'm just curious, what did he actually say afterwards? Why they did use him? Was there an explanation?
I didn't hear it. I think second game of a doubleheader, they had probably gone through some of the other relievers out there trying to work themselves to get through the doubleheader. But down 5 runs, I can't possibly want Clase pitching in that game.
No, you cannot. No, you're right. There's no situation or circumstance I could see that I would have wanted done that with him. This guy is. He is all of that. He's their ticket. He's the reason why they're going to win close playoff games. Excuse me, and eventually advance. So I'd love to hear the explanation, but other than what you just said, there really is no good reason.
You know, Joe, one of the things for the Guardians is that in order to get to where they are right now, they've needed to manage their team this way, to use the bullpen, and it's been a real weapon for them. But it's also the wear and tear that might ultimately cost them down the stretch. Can they do anything differently with the way that they managed the last month and a half by relying more on starting pitching? Or do you just have to go with what's gotten you this far and hope you can manage and rest pitchers when you need to?
They're not in a position to take their foot off the gas, I don't think, right? I mean, I had that 1 year with the Cubbies. We clinched it on the 15th of September. And then you take your foot off the gas and you just spread it out as though it was spring training. These guys want to win their division. Kansas City is really percolating right now. So it's going to remain this way for the rest of the year, I believe. You really can't back it off right now. They have to win. And so you're going to do your best job. If you really need to give somebody a day off, give them the day off. Don't push it. Don't change your mind during the course of the game. Don't let anybody come down to you during the game and say so-and-so says he's up. He's not. If before the game he was not up, you cannot tell me during the game that he is up, that he's okay. So got to pay attention to all that. Of course they are, but they can't take their foot off the gas right now.
All right, now last week, Scott Service fired as the manager of the Mariners, and they've gone 3-1 since Dan Wilson has taken over. Nobody thinks that Scott Service is responsible for the team not hitting, right? It's not any sense, but they have played a little bit better. Can a managerial change in season like this turn things around?
Yeah, if there's a chance. I mean, like normally there's going to be a positive bump normally when you get a new voice in there. Everybody's trying to impress. And also these guys, probably a lot of them feel badly about Scott having been let go. So there's all that going on. And furthermore, with this group, if you look at them, they have one chance to do it, and they got to catch the Astros. So, and it's not so far-fetched that they can't. So, and I could somewhat understand why they did it when they did it. They do need a different attitude coming down the stretch. They got great pitching. Everybody talks about that. I still like some of their hitters, man. I think at some point they can catch fire a little bit. Danny Wilson's a wonderful young man. I scouted him when he was at University of Minnesota at Arizona years ago. So all this stuff, he's a Mariner. They got Mariners all over the place right now. See what happens and see if there's any kind of, if they could catch lightning in a bottle right now just for a couple of weeks, because it's not impossible.
Well, Joe, I've got one of your former buddies here with me, Dexter Fowler, together with the Cubs 2015 and 16. And Dexter, I remember talking to Joe when the team's struggling, what would you do to get things turned around? He said, I think maybe petting zoo or a magician or somebody like that. What was it like with Joe when you guys were struggling?
Well, to that point, we didn't struggle much in 15 and 16. We won a lot of games, but when we did, I will tell you this, Joe was one of the best had the pulse of the clubhouse. And he knew when we were getting tired. We'd have American Legion Week.
That's right.
And we'd get there. The clubhouse doors open at 5 p.m. or what was it, 5:30 or something like that for a 7 o'clock game?
4:30, 5 o'clock, absolutely.
You can't come in and do anything. You just, have fun, be with your family and come in and just play baseball. There's no hit in the cage, and that worked out as well. But he would do the magic shows, and at the end of the day, it kept it light. It almost made you forget about what was going on the field, and you just go out and play like little kids.
Well, when it gets to August like that, you guys have been playing every day, and at that time of the year, there are no gas stations. There's no way to fuel things up. You are who you are at that particular moment. So there's so much pressure coming from so many different directions. You need a release valve. For me, those were the release valves. I love American Legion Week. We would report late. I didn't want anything on the field. Just go out there and play the game like you did when you were a kid. I mean, today, getting there, everybody wants to be the first one there, last one to leave. Quite frankly, I did that, almost burned my brain out. I don't believe in that. I believe you do the work that's necessary. The eyewash stuff there's so much eyewash incorporated in the preparation today, and everybody's 500. So what does that mean?
Yeah, right. How about you go, we go, right? Is that what this guy was?
That's him right
That's
there.
him, huh?
Hey.
That's like putting him at shortstop. I'm not going to put you at shortstop.
Hey, what were you saying? You go, we go. It's true.
You go, we go. I told him that every time he walked up to the plate, he'd walk in front of me going out for the first at-bat of the game, and I'd say, brother, you go, we go. And he'd always look at that. There it is, that smile right there.
It's true.
That was a big part of the Cubs' success right there, that man sitting in that chair.
It. Likewise.
It's true. It's true.
Getting on base and setting the tone and getting it done. You guys had some great success those years in Chicago for sure, and certainly winning a World Series championship. So, Joe, thanks so much for giving us time. Great to see you again. Look forward to talking with you again next week.